Hey, it's Dan Larson. Welcome back, and sorry, I know I was lost. I mean, like in the last few weeks or even in the last few months, because I was moving into our house and all the packaging stuff. It made me really busy. So sorry for that, but I'm back here, and as you can see, I'm planning to include my video here and my face with the sunglasses. It's okay. So now it's time to continue with the feedback session and with the songs you posted to me on my Facebook page. So the next one is Patrick Bartosuk. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So let's listen to his song. And I'm going to tear the bar.
When I'm riding, got these bitches hiding. You ain't fucking with me, got me done, got it. Long black weed, just know I'm a hottie. Alright, and I'm black caddy. Rockin' Jimmy Choo, you like the way I call you daddy. I'm a bad little mama, then he tell me come in. He a monster, then he let me drive the monster truck. He a beast, he like the way I ride. Let me see back, I like the cruise on these bitches, tell them eat that. I'm a bad little, you can't compete that. And I broke through the wind with the top down. Let's go, get 'em. He like the way I He like the way I ride. I've been ready, yeah I'm Gucci ready. Meet me in Trinidad, tell them about my shit, Tell them about my shit.
Okay, I really like this song. I think I could headbang to this like all day. It's cool. I think I could not say anything because I think it's cool. The drums are nice and punchy, heavy drums. I mean, they are fat. The sounds are cool. I mean, they are not my favorite because, I hear similar basses in like all the dubstep songs today. But this is cool. I think, just don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. But if I made my own song, I would not use these sounds because they are, well, for me, very generic nowadays. But it's a cool song. I really loved it. I don't want to say anything to it because it's cool as it is. I didn't hear any problems like in the mixdown. Maybe there are, but, I think it's fine. So, congrats. I think it's a pretty cool song. So let's hop into the next one. Seong Rae Kim. Sorry if I pronounce your name bad. So let's listen to your song now.
Put up your hands up. Fashion center.
Okay, so it is again a nice song. I really enjoyed that. Sorry for forwarding into the song, but this is faster and we have a lot of songs in the queue. So, oops. The only thing that I discovered here is the sub. I think it's pretty nice. I don't feel any problems with it, but I mean technically it is fine. It cuts through the mix and it plays really well with the kick. The only thing I can see now here is you didn't use any sidechain on the snare, and it eats the transient, which is for me it's a big problem because you lose the power and the punchiness of the drums. I think you should do that, but it's not a big problem. I mean, it sounds pretty nice and punchy without that too. But what I wanted to say is the sub, it just plays along on the same note and it really bores my ears. What I would like to do here is, just play a little with just like octave jumps and very slight little melody with the sub, which, would make the song a little more interesting and not very monotone. But I think it's just a very small thing. It's a very small thing. Yeah, I like this pitch drop here. It's nice. So nothing else I could say here again. It's a pretty nice song, I like it. Maybe the maybe the bass is, the main bass line could be like a little more colorful, like adding more variations to it, like with different sounds and I don't know, just a little more variation, a little more color I would like to hear in the drop. Like pop 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 pop. This is what this is what you did in the full drop and nothing else here. For me it's a little boring, but it's personal, it works and it's a pretty nice job again, but I would like to hear a little more or a little variation. So good job. Let's go to George Browner. Let's arm the recording. Come on. Okay, nice song. I really enjoy the vocals, they're pretty cool, I love them. But the drums, my ears are very like sensitive for drum problems. And we have a little problem here with the drums, they are dual, okay? So I think on the low end they are fine, but the tops and the overall high frequencies they are just crap, okay? So try to find a good sounding snare and a good sounding kick and all the hi-hat stuff. It can be a loop too, and try to replace, if you want to do that. I mean, you can replace the full drum section, but if you don't want to do that, you can just replace the top frequencies, the tops of everything, like the high frequencies, because they are very dull. I mean, I think it is filtered on the very highs, like I think above like 9 kilohertz. I'm not sure, but it sounds something like that. You don't have those crispy, very nice, clear and ear-bleeding highs, which are pretty fine. Those very nice metallic kind of tone. All I can hear is some muddy middle high frequencies. Even on the kick and the snare, on the transients and tops, I mean the hi-hats, sorry, on the hi-hats, and it is not very comfortable for the ear. Yeah, the snare itself is not very pleasing. I mean, it has a clap maybe or a snare layer. I don't know on the main snare. Which I would definitely EQ out some, I don't know, like 7 or 6K to reduce that that noisy kind of frequency. But at least this is how I call it. That middle high frequencies, which usually recognize when you hear a white noise, and it is not very comfortable. Yeah, at around 5K, okay, so 4 and 5K. So at around this frequency, where 4.2 or 4.5, I would definitely just, chop it back a little, because I think it will sound a lot better. But instead, I would recommend you to take or find a good sounding loop or even hi-hats and, just replace the full drum sections, or if you don't want to do that, only the tops. So I think that would save your song pretty heavily. The other problem what I recognize here is, the musical parts under the vocal is just, it's a little empty for me. I would definitely love to hear more arpeggiators or, reverb kind of effects, anything which fills up the background or the atmosphere a little more. Because this way, I think that detuned or noise unison kind of saw wave chord steps, chord progression is what is happening only in the background. It's a little too empty for me. Okay, the drop is fine. I mean, it's a regular dubstep drop, nothing fancy and nothing, well, too interesting here for me. But it's cool. I mean, it's fine if you make a dubstep song, it's yours. And you can definitely improve by making more and more songs. So I don't want to throw too much crap on your stuff because I think it's fine. I mean, most of the dubstep songs sound like this. So I think you are fine. You are on the right path. So keep pushing it and try to find quality drums, quality samples, and you will be cool. Okay, so let's hop to the next dude, who is Michael John Gray. Okay, sorry for stopping your song too early. You may say it is too early, but I think you are a real beginner here, which is not a problem at all. So please don't say that I threw crap on your stuff. I mean, you need to practice a lot more, but it's a great song. I mean, the idea behind is there, so that is the main point. But you lack of sound design here, which is very, very important when you want to make drum and bass and dubstep. These are bass heavy sound. These are bass heavy styles, so you definitely want to create more interesting sounds. The second what you want to learn is arrangement. Okay, so this section here, this part, is very, very empty and nothing happens really. So it's very, very boring. You just have as I remember, a saw bass pad and some very slight pads onto it, which is, well, not, it's just, it's not enough. You need to bring back different elements. You need to bring or add effect sounds, which, surprises the listener. Nothing here is happening. And the drop is, the drums are fine, but the mixing of it is not really good because you lack of low end and you lack of compression, you lack of punchiness in the drop section or where the drums come in. The tops are fine, the high frequencies and that very old vintage kind of tambourine loop or what could it be is fine, but the other stuff, the kick and the snare, they are just too weak. So try to experiment and try to learn sound design first and song arrangement, okay? Try to make interesting build-ups, try to make interesting intros, not just a regular pad with playing a melody. It's just not enough, okay? And try to analyze different songs and especially your best artist, your favorite artist, how they build up their song. It is very important. But what I would recommend you is to keep pushing it, okay? So and you will be fine. Okay, the next one is a Spotify song. Hats off, man, really. I was very surprised, but this was a very, very great surprise when you got to the drop. it made me very happy, man. It's really good, you know, combining, I don't know, like trap and future bass or something like that. Like in a very surprising way, you made a very, very nice emotional intro with all those like piano strings in the background. A very smart build up. I love it, man. You know, you don't. To be honest, let me be honest. I really hate the sound of today. Like when you know, like arrangement wise, what will happen in a song. Like you get to the build up stage, and you know every instrument will get pitching up, even vocals, and you have those risers, snare drum, and they're very, very boring. Every damn song builds up the same way, but this one here. Boom. This is, I love it, man. So cool. I love it. Come on. Okay, this one, I think this one is my favorite so far. The only thing I could give you as a suggestion is to I don't know, maybe like use more compression on the master, but I think it's fine, you know. The drop is powerful. Maybe I would love to hear a little more, little stronger kick and a sub. But these are very personal. This works pretty well. I want to act like a smartass, you know, just say something. I don't want to say something, man. If a song works and if it's cool, I don't want to be a smartass. Okay, so congrats, man. This was a very, very big mistake, and it made my day or made my night because it is almost 11 p.m. So, but it's great. I love it, man. So congrats. The next, sorry, and what's your name? David Becquerel? Something like that. Cool. You almost look like David Beckham. Okay, so let's go to Austin. Batman. Here comes the Batman. Ooh, what happens here? Okay, Soundcloud. Okay, so the guy deleted his song by now. Sorry for that. And this was the last. And we have several others. But I think I will leave it to the next session. This is a little shorter. So I hope you enjoyed it. And see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.